Sporting icons, stars of the screen and much admired political leaders were just some of the well-known identities we farewelled in 2019. Many of them larger than life. Tony Jones looks back at their legacy.
It was the year we farewelled one of the most influential figures in Australian history.
A larrikin trade union leader who perhaps had sufficient common sense and intelligence to tone down his larrikinism to some extent and behave in a way that a Prime Minister should if he's going to be a proper representative of his people.
Former Prime Minister Bob Hawke died aged 89. He had the keys to the lodge from 1983 to 1991, having previously led the trade union movement. A country raises a beer to Bob.
He's still got the capability of a beer scuff. Good on him.
Tell you what, any boss who sacks anyone for not turning up today is a bum.
Politics also lost former Victorian Premier John Cain. Following in the footsteps of his father, also a Labor Premier, Cain ran the state from 1982 through until 1990. He suffered a major stroke only a week after this photo was taken of living Victorian premiers. The entertainment industry, both here and overseas, farewelled some favourites.
Who's gonna drive you home tonight?
Paul Cronin will best be remembered as the head of the TV family, the Sullivans.
What, did they lose his papers?
He'd already reached stardom through the cop show Matlock Police. Jeff Harvey, who composed the Sullivans theme, was the official bandmaster at Channel 9. He passed away in March, aged 83. TV and radio all-rounder Jimmy Hannon died. So too actress Anne Phelan, a one-time inmate of TV's Prisoner. Margaret Fulton was a kitchen favourite, regaling Australians with her cooking wizardry. She died aged 83 in July. Earlier this month, our music industry was rocked with the sudden death of Greedy Smith, of Mental as Anything fame. At 63, gone too soon, sadly, like so many others. Few Australians have made an impact in the UK like Clive James.
I was the first person ever to describe Arnold Schwarzenegger as a brown condom full of walnuts.
Author, TV host, Clive did it all, but still maintained a deep love for Australia.
When I came back for a flying visit after about 15 years, I got full-scale culture shock as I entered a Sydney that was 20 times higher than when I left it.
He was a heavyweight in television news and current affairs, but Mike Willesee succumbed to a long battle with cancer. He remains one of the best in the business.
If I buy a birthday cake from a cake shop and GST is in place, do I pay more or less?
Bill Collins was known as Mr. Movies. His encyclopedic knowledge of all things Hollywood made him a welcome guest in our lounge rooms for decades. Indeed, Hollywood would also farewell some of its stars, including the much-loved Doris Day.
Once I had a secret love.
Doris Day appeared in 39 movies throughout her career. She died aged 97. Tributes too for one-time movie heartthrob Jan Michael Vincent, whose decline was one of Hollywood's saddest stories. At 52, Luke Perry of 90210 fame died. The passing also of 70s and 80s chart topper Eddie Money. It was with great sadness that Kerry Ann Kenley lost her husband, John Kenley. One of our most respected journalists, Les Carline, died. Tributes too for TV boss Ian Johnson, forever part of our Channel 9 family. Sport suffered its losses, including tennis great Peter McNamara and the legendary footballer Graham Farmer, better known as Polly.
Farmer's up the half-back flank. Look at that mighty hand pass over here.
Former Richmond champion Paddy Ganane, cricketer Bruce Yardley, and Paralympian Kieran Modra. Marie Fredrickson was the voice of Roxette. She passed away this month, but her beautiful voice will live on. And it was the year we lost the man known simply as Spud.
The members and supporters should feel pretty confident going into a season proper that we're going to be thereabouts.
Danny Frawley's death shocked not only the football community, but the community in general. And we miss him. Tony Jones, 9 News.